Yep. And good Tuesday morning. Part two of the Chip Matthews Show, the 9 a.m. version, 9:07. And do you know where your vote is? Do you know where you are? Have you voted yet? I know that Bitcoin has crossed 90,000 and I'm happy. So maybe that means I'm going to get the results that I want today. But anyway, it's really important that you get out and vote. Otherwise, we're not going to be rid of the problems that we have. And so in Canton, everybody is eligible to go vote. Everybody is eligible to go vote because there's not a Republican or a Democratic primary. There's just a Democratic primary going on right now. So y'all are picking who's going to run against me. And the safest bet for us in Canton is for Tim Taylor to win, because in the event it's me or Tim that take over Canton, we will be in better shape. We will be in better shape than letting Camelia Walker win, who she's got issues. She's got issues. Her issue, she can't teach school for 10 years. I mean, she changed grades on test scores. You know, we just can't keep doing this. We can't keep putting a bad foundation together. She's 28. She'll grow out of it. She'll be whatever. And then they were talking about she would be the second Black female mayor of Canton. Well, just to put it in perspective, in the last 36 years in Canton, we have gone the wrong way. We used to have a thriving square and a lot of business. And I mean, even if you look back 36 years ago, that's pretty much back when they were filming A Time to Kill and all that in Canton. We had the chance to move on up, but a lot of the businesses went away when all that happened. Good morning, Beth Elliott. And we've got to do better. We got to do better in these elections. So today we need to get out and vote. And then you still have some alderman races in Canton. You have some city council races in Jackson. And then coming June, the Radio Strong Band will be on the ballot in Jackson, Mississippi, and you will be able to vote for Kim Wade. But for today, you got to vote for John Horn to keep Chokwe out. Okay? And although John Horn has been endorsed by, yes, Benny Boom Boom Thompson, I mean, you got to look at that and go, oh, we don't want either one of them. God, we don't want either one of them. Well, you know, Chokwe's the worst. So you need to go vote for John. And then Kim Wade will clear the sway of all of those people, because that's what's got to happen for Jackson to move forward. You need somebody that's going to come in and wreck the place. Do a Trump. Come through there and say, we're not going to have this bull anymore. We're not going to have this bull here anymore. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do it the wrong way. We're going to spend money correctly. You guys that work in public works, you're going to work. It's called public works, not public. You know, public works. And that's the same way I feel about Canton. I'm going to go to the people that are working. And in most cases, they're kin to somebody in these Democratic governments. In Canton, you know, if you're not working for let's say you're working for the city and you get fired, you go to work for the school. You go to work at Canton Public Schools. And look, there is a slew of candidates on the ballot that worked at Canton Public Schools and have been fired from Canton Public Schools. And so they work in the city government now. And look at this. Even our supervisor for District 5 in Madison County works for Canton Public Schools. The graft is everywhere, y'all. Everybody wants the money. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And then yesterday, the Blackman family filed in court that there was illegalities going on. People were being disenfranchised. A whole apartment complex was left out of the voting process. And look, and that apartment complex, y'all, is a lot of people. But I didn't draw the lines. They didn't draw the lines. They said nobody knows who drew the lines, they keep saying, but they ruled that those people would be allowed to vote in the election. Now, the question is, what's going to happen? Are we going to have an onslaught of people from that place? They also tried to remove the Democratic Election Commission that the city had voted to have in place. They wanted to remove them and replace them with another commission. Y'all, you can't make up what goes on in Canton. Canton is where they practice stealing statewide and national elections, mostly national elections. I promise you, you have never, when I write the book on Canton elections, y'all, he's got to be lying. It can't be that bad. Yes, it is that bad. And it's throughout Benny Thompson's district. And because I have fought back, there have been 6 aldermen that went to jail because I fought back. There are 2 that are waiting to be sentenced for the crimes and said that they had done illegal, tampered with voting and this, that, and the other. There's 2 of them that are waiting right now, but they don't get sentenced until Rudy Warnock is sentenced and Rudy Warnock trial, because they have to testify in the Rudy Warnock trial that they took money and that he helped rig an election. Now, I also know that Rudy Warnock rented my restaurant, and this is what got me involved in politics. He rented my steakhouse in Canton, and I wanted me to open up on a Tuesday on election night where he could have an election party. And I said, okay, that's cool. That's cool. I want to start at 4:00. I went, why do you want to start at 4? Polls don't close to 7. But at 4:00, he started running people in to go vote in the supervisor's race. And I watched him dress down one of the current supervisors, told him he needed to get his ass out of here and go find 3 votes. Yes, he did. He never found him. David Bishop went into that chair that time. But that's what goes on. People think they can control it all. And where Rudy Warnock controlled the boards, he was spreading money around, keeping people happy, strippers, whatever. And these people were taking the money and getting influence into what was going on in Canton. And he would give all the contracts on everything he needed. Now, understand that when you're receiving funds from everybody in the world and you're a politician, they're only looking at 4 or 5 years for what they did. Rudy's looking at 30. I think the person that we voted on and we trusted to have these jobs should get big sentences. I think they should get 20 years. They should get more than Rudy, because you took the money. You didn't have to take the money. You could have turned him in. You could have fired him. But no, you took the money. And so now we're in a situation now where it's kind of different, but it's kind of the same thing. Because if Camelia Walker was to win in Canton and become the next mayor of Canton, the Blackman family will move into place and more than likely be the city attorney, and they will be the attorneys at CMU, and they'll be the attorneys at Canton School Board. And then what will happen? All that Amazon money will be coming in, and the legal money they will get will be a huge amount, because lawyers get like 2% on everything they write up when they're spending the money. They get a little bit of money off the top. But, CMU used to have money. All of that disappeared. We're talking millions of dollars, tens of millions is what I understand. All of that disappeared. Canton, and we have no base to do things. We knew this other money was coming in the future, and we raised taxes in Canton 9 mills. Okay? So we raised taxes before we know we're going to get all this money coming in, because they want to make sure that the city's paying for itself. And this new money coming in, we're going to make sure that disappears. It's going to go everywhere. Special interests, this, that, and the other. We're going to need this. We're going to need that. That money's going to be gone. And it'll come in every year. I mean, Canton has off of Nissan should have been able to turn into Oxford, Mississippi, off of Nissan, off of the movie business that was in Canton. I mean, we had that. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? We had come on, Chip. You can name the more movies in Canton. But there was tons of movies filmed in Canton. My Dog Skip. All of these movies filmed in Canton, big productions. And we could have elevated from that. But because we were stuck in a black government where the leader, Dr. William Truly, we're black for a living, and we don't want any whites up here anywhere. He promoted the black doctrine. And a lot of this is verified by Tim Taylor, who is running for mayor. He is online, and he has spoken of these words on Facebook yesterday. He's saying, this is what Truly wanted. He didn't want black and white. He wanted white gone. And that is what's wrong. We are black and white communities. We are black and white across Mississippi. And black for a living is just not good for our politics. It's just no good. And they think because they're black, it's time to be a part of it. I said a time to kill Jimmy Rogers. I said that. And look, I think right now, if I wrote a book, it would be a reverse of the original A Time to Kill movie, and it would be reverse. And it would be where the black government took over and the whites were led away and were attacked and this, that, and the other. Because that is what happened. That is what's going on in Canton. That is what's going on in Canton right now. And unless we get good foundation, Canton's gone. Same for Jackson. If you don't get a good foundation going, Jackson's gone. It'll be, this is such, they all say that every election is an important election. This is a very important election for Canton and Jackson. And that's because there's light at the end of the tunnel. In Canton, there's all this money fixing to come in from the big mega site. It's going to happen. We know that money is coming. And then Jackson will benefit from what's going on in Canton. It'll all grow. Jackson is the city, but you're going to need somebody like Kim Wade to come in and say, okay, this is South Jackson, and here's a row of businesses. We're going to do this. We're going to work everybody together. We're going to get all these neighborhoods going, cleaned up, this, that, and the other. We're going to start a little business district here. And then you go a little bit further down the road and say, this is the end of McDowell Road in South Jackson. Let's rebuild this little community here between here and 18. Then you go up a little bit more and you say, this is the Metro Center area. We need to rebuild this and this, that, and the other. And you need to tear Metro Center down at this point, Never mind that it would make a great facility. I know what you could do with it, but that parking lot, if you can't fix the parking lot, it costs you a fortune to fix the parking lot, and it costs you a fortune investment to get what needs to be done there. And it's like Kim says, you don't need the big projects. You need to help the small businessman get going. It doesn't have to be just a black business in that area. It can be a black or white or red or yellow, it doesn't matter. But you need the small communities to come together because we all live together. We're all next door to each other. We all want the right thing. Hey, that's a good idea. Jimmy Rogers says that the Metro Center needs to be converted to a central prison. Yes, it would make a heck of a prison because, you could take the potholes out there and fill them up with water and nobody could swim out. But anyway, I digress. Get out and vote today. It's that important, and we're going to talk more about it. And if you got something on your mind and you want to talk, or if you see any corruption out there today, give us a call. I want to know about it. 601-879-0003 is my number here at the radio station. Remember, Jameson Haygood show will be on at 10. Sean and Lindsay at noon. And then, of course, Radio Strongman. Kim Wade at 4 o'clock to take you through your election day. And it ought to be exciting. It ought to be an exciting day. And tomorrow it's going to even be more exciting when some of these people are eliminated from running. I'll be back in just a moment right here on the Informed Show on Elections. The Chip Matthews Show on WYAB. The Chip Matthews Show on WYAB.
1039 WYAB.
Hey, everybody, it's John at Two Gun Tactical. We're having Kim Wade Wednesdays at both locations. So you come in and mention Kim Wade on a Wednesday, you get half-price range fees. Hey, if you're a member, we're going to give you an extra free target just for mentioning Kim Wade Show. Come on in and work on your shooting and exercise that 2A right that if we don't fight for it, we won't have it much longer. It's twoguntactical.com. That's the number 2, guntactical.com.
Looking to boost productivity and morale in the office? Let Huey Magoo's bring a delicious stress-free lunch right to your workplace. Perfect for team meetings, client presentations, or just a midday pick-me-up. Hand-breaded and grilled tenders, sandwiches, and salads. They make it easy. Just pick your favorites, and they'll deliver everything right to your office. On time, no fuss, no hassle. Whether it's a working lunch, team celebration, or just because, let Huey Magoo's handle the meal, and you handle the business. Huey Magoo's. Make someone smile today.
Hi, folks. Kim Wade here. Mississippi Energy Services provides generators. That's right. You may not need it now, but when you need backup power, you need a backup power generator from Mississippi Energy Services. Never again have to worry about being without heat, air conditioning, or all your frozen items spoiling because your energy was lost. You got backup power now, and it's so reliable. You'll be pleased with Mississippi Energy Services. Online at msenergy.us.
Hi, this is Rita Jensen with Remax Connection. I've been selling real estate now for well over 30 years, and I typically use Chadwick Home Inspectors. And Chad has done many, many home inspections for me.
They are pretty much from roof to foundation. Most people are surprised at just how thorough these home inspections can be. Been working with Rita almost a decade now. Very rarely does she let a deal fall apart. She can usually find a way to negotiate where both parties are satisfied.
RitaJensen.net.
Scammers have many tricks for stealing your money, but the AARP Fraud Watch Network is here to help you protect yourself and your family. During the month of April, AARP Mississippi is shining a light on ways to stop scammers from taking advantage of you. Find out more and learn about events at aarp.org/ms. Again, that website is aarp.org/ms.
B-Dubs cocktails, pretzel knots, and mozzarella sticks. It's all on me today.
Oh, so you're happy hour rich when the happy hour menu is only $3 to $6 from 3 to 6 p.m.
$3 to $6, that's crazy.
You know we're at happy hour right now from 3 to 6 p.m.
It's happy hour crazy.
We were here yesterday too.
Crazy.
Quit playing. I'm gonna let you pay though. Food, beer, and cocktails for $3 to $6 from 3 to 6 p.m. Buffalo Wild Wings for the greatest of all times. Monday through Friday only. Beer deals available all day at participating locations. Taxes and fees apply. Dine in only. Drink responsibly. Offers vary by location. Void where prohibited.
I'm John Horn, running for mayor of Jackson. I'm truly honored because on April 1st, 83% of you said you wanted change in your leadership. We won all 7 wards with a 2-to-1 majority. Jackson is ready for new leadership, but this is just the beginning. In the next few days, I'm focused on listening to all voters, attending community meetings, and showing my commitment to work with county, state, and federal leaders because rebuilding Jackson takes all of us. Let's finish strong. Vote John Horn for mayor, April 22nd.
Paid for by John Horn for mayor.
Hi, this is Casey Holcomb with Mississippi Hometown Realty. Spring is in the air, and it's the perfect time to buy or sell. When you're ready, I want you to think of me first. I will help guide you through the entire process without the stress. Check out my website at mshomesforyou.com. That's mshomesforyou.com. This is Casey Holcomb. Still, I'm doing what I love and loving what I do.
MS license number 51833. Telephone number 601-398-1620.
Willow tree. I'll be right there. Yes, it's 9:26 on a Tuesday. Voting Tuesday. You need to get out and vote. Do the right thing. Do it for all the right things, but do it for the biggest thing is you got to get rid of Chokeway today. You got to. Jackson, but the other thing to look at is, and I want y'all to keep that in mind. I hear John Horn's commercials here on the station. Of course, today we're saying the lesser of two evils today would be John Horn. But where does he he is already where he needs to be by advertising here on this station. This is where he believes the public listens. And this, of course, his chief competition, the guy that's going to be the next mayor of Jackson, Kim Wade. Yeah, that's right. That is right. Kim Wade will be the next mayor of Jackson because you're going to get out and make that happen. And that is so, so, so important. And of course, I only promote Kim because not just because he works here and he's a good guy, but because he's right. He's right. Just like I'm right about what's got to happen. You've got to rebuild the communities. And where he's talking about, well, let's say, for instance, you get a big old bond issue or this, and we go and we build a $1 billion site to put together to attract giant businesses. No, the world is set up on small businesses. We need to go and find the grant money and the money available to help the small guy get going, because we have to come up with a way to where we are connected to our communities. You know, going to church, we don't do that enough, but going to church, you connect to your community. Going to a restaurant in your neighborhood where everybody else goes connects you to the community. Shopping in your neighborhood connects you to your community. That way you all will be together on finding a person to run in your area to connect your community to each other. Then he would go to downtown and go to work at the as a councilman or an alderman and represent the people that elected him in the community. We've got too many wildcatters out there, too many people that are black for a living, too many people that are being supported by outside influences and are only trying to gain control of the board in order to gain control of the money. That's it. It's a money grab. And in Canton, it's bigger than it ever has been. Jackson, it is big. I mean, money grabs. That's what it's all about. They want the money in their possession. They want to be able to do everything they need to do that doesn't include you. They don't spend the money to make your neighborhood better. They spend the money to make them wealthy. They do not care about you. They hire people from their family so that they're not on their payroll anymore. And they go to work for the city or the county or whatever their money is influencing today. And then, of course, you got minority contracts. I mean, let's not even start that in Jackson, all these minority contracts that go out, and then they hire the minority gets the first cut on the money. Then the white guy gets the next cut on the money. And then the Mexican gets the next cut on the money. Come on, people. I mean, hire somebody to build something and just let the guy that you hired originally go out there and see him build it. I mean, we watched Ferris Street just not work because money was trickling down. It was trickling down. I remember meeting with a guy on a building on Ferris Street, and we went down to New Orleans and looked at my dad's bar on Bourbon Street. And we came back and said, we're going to build that bar to be exactly like this bar. And where a wall needed to be moved, I said, yeah, you got to move that wall. He says it won't be exactly right. So he moved a wall over to where that wall, that doorway, he moved a door 7 inches, y'all, and charged all kind of money to move a door 7 inches on a building that the 7 inches wouldn't have mattered. You know, it really wouldn't, but it needed to be exactly like the bar that my dad had on Bourbon Street. And I was just like, no. And I was going to rent that bar. And then all of a sudden, oh, here's the contract. And the contract, y'all, was 3 reams of paper. 3 reams of paper. And when you looked at it, you were like, look, I'm just simply trying to rent a building and open up a nightclub. I know how to do this. I know how this street would work. And I'd given them a plan. I said, you open up all these businesses down here. You put a cop in this building. You put a cop in this building. Everybody has to hire a cop. That way, if you have 8 buildings and you have 8 cops, then you close the pedestrian mall down and put a cop on each end of it to check IDs to come on the street. So now you're at 10, and all 8 businesses are contributing to paying for all these cops. You got 10 badge security right there, and those 10 badge security can handle any problem that ever would have happened, and you would have a safe place to hang out. But you don't have a safe place to hang out now, You just can't do it that way. We live in a world there where you're going to have to go in and be zero. Zero tolerance. In Jackson or in Canton, you're going to have to go. We're going to tell all the kids they got to be in by, let's say, 10 o'clock at night. What a safe thing. Everybody under age of 18's got to be home by 10 o'clock at night. Then when you catch one out after 10, you have to arrest them and the parent, especially if it's 2 a.m. and there's a bunch of 14-year-olds out riding around with guns and a stolen car. You arrest the parents too, because you got to make them be responsible for what they have to be responsible for in life, which is their kids. They're getting the money off those kids. They're getting the welfare checks, this, that, and the other. And the reality is this. It's a 14-year-old that's out in the street, and the mom and daddy are 28, and they haven't done anything in life but be a burden to everybody else. And they don't want to take responsible for their own life because they got to get their hair did, get their nails done, this, that, and other. And they going to the club tonight. He's old enough to do whatever he wants. So he goes, steal a car, this, that, and the other. You got to be home. We've got to make people go home and raise their kids. We got to be zero tolerance. We've got to go to a level that is unheard of. I know that we don't have places to put these people, but we're going to have to find them. We're going to have to build places to put these people. I was looking at pictures of the jail being built. Why does it take so long to build a building? Really? Why does it take so long to build a building from scratch? I mean, you got the plans, you got a prison, build it. What takes so long? There are people, y'all, I think it was like the Standard Life building in downtown Jackson. Y'all, I believe it was built in 3 months. It may be wrong about that. It was built in 1 month, but it's something crazy about the Standard Life building on how long it took them to build that building. And of course, it's still there. It's not falling down anytime soon. But stuff like that can be done quicker when you need it done. We got a jail out there that it seems that any rocket scientist is able to break out of at any time. I doubt at night that anybody's there. They might be all out on the street and they come back home because got 3 squares and a roof in some places in there. So you go and eat and you come back to the jail because that's what you do. That's where you live. But you go out at night and go party. I don't doubt that for a minute. And then every once in a while when they say one has escaped, that's just somebody that found him a new girl and is chasing her around until they catch him. I mean, come on, people. It's not that hard to do right. And it's not that hard to take the ones that do wrong and put them somewhere. But when judges and city officials and everybody take up for everybody, it's just not worth it. You lose your community. You lose your city. That's what's happened in Canton, and that's what's happened in Jackson. We have lost control. We have no leadership. We've got to work on the leadership. You've got to get out and vote to fix it. Let's take a break. We'll be back right here on the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB. On the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB.
1039 WYAB.
Delicious food and a relaxing atmosphere combine to make the best place for sports fans and foodie fans to watch the game and just hang out. Capitol Grill of Jackson. Of course they've got the games, but food, oh my goodness. Mouth-watering po' boys, fish, steaks, appetizers, and a specialty pizza menu. Kitchen opens at 5 Monday through Thursday and 11 Friday through Sunday. And happy hours are daily at Capitol Grill. Also enjoy the all-new Tuesday night and karaoke on Wednesday and Friday nights from 8 till midnight with DJ Money Ma. Capitol Grill, DeVille Plaza in Jackson.
Attention homeowners and business owners. Complete Exteriors is now Elite Roofing and Gutters. Are your roof and gutters storm ready? The folks at Elite are your local experts in storm protection. Now is the time for an inspection and for proactive solutions that ensure your roof and gutters can withstand any storm. Get up to a possible $250 rebate on a new roofing system for all active military, veterans, and retirees. Online at eliteroofer.com.
CBS News Brief. The International Monetary Fund's warning President Trump's tariffs will be a drag on the world's economic growth. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
The IMF expects inflation to rise by 2.5% annually for the entire globe. And in the United States, the numbers are worse.
The Vatican says the funeral for Pope Francis will be Saturday at St. Peter's Basilica after a public viewing that begins tomorrow. Then the cardinals will gather to start the process of choosing a new pope. CBS's Seth Doan.
They're discussing a number of things, including setting a date for the conclave to begin and reviewing those rules.
The Supreme Court is hearing arguments right now in the case of parents who weren't allowed to opt their kids out of public school programs using books with LGBTQ characters. Their attorney, Eric Baxter.
Exempting students for some religious reasons but not others cannot be squared with the First Amendment.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Pet emergencies don't wait, so why should you? At UrgeVet Emergency Vets of Madison, we offer low wait times and cutting-edge technology to provide fast, expert care for all household pets. Our hours of operation are weeknights 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. and 24 hours on weekends and holidays. Our phone number is 601-790-1918 and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Because when it comes to your pet's health, trust the team that's fast, reliable, and compassionate.
When you feel like your business is drowning in paperwork and compliance issues, it's time to call Peoplease. Let Peoplease take care of the busy work so that you can save valuable time and focus on what really matters, growing your business. Peoplease is based in Ridgeland, so you're always dealing with local professionals who will actually understand your business and its needs. Join thousands of satisfied clients who trust Peoplease to simplify their employee administration. Visit peoplease.com. That's peoplease.com to learn more.
Health has always been reactive, focused on fixing problems as they happen. But with Blue Primary Care, we're taking a proactive approach, working with you to help you understand your health and empowering you to be healthy. It's time to prioritize you, your health, and your life. The results? Less worrying and more living. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue.
Rapid Oil Change has been the fast service leader in oil changes for over 40 years. With parts to fit most makes and models in stock, it's easy to see why we are Central Mississippi's leader in fast service. We feature brands like Castrol, Mobile One, Rain-X, Lucas, and Full Throttle. We do more than just change oil with services like wiper blades, new tires, tire repair, cabin filters, air filters, and much, much more. Open 6 days a week and ready to serve. Stop by one of our 6 fast-friendly locations today. We accept most national fleets, and local fleets are welcome.
Yes, I am Chip Matthews here on the Chip Matthews Show here on WYAB. Of course, Taylor Turcotte is out there today. She's looking at the polls and thinking about she's running for office because she's running in districts and in Ward 7 in Jackson. But she's not on the ballot till June. But you got to go look. And you need to be writing down anything you see that is wrong in your polling place. And when you write it down, you also need to report it to the Secretary of State's office. And when you call their number, ask for the election division, then report what you saw. It's that simple. And you need to write it down and keep up with it. I want to know here at the radio station, and I'm sure anybody here would like to hear from you. Just call us up or hit us online on any of our Facebook pages. We all have Facebook pages and X accounts and this, that, and the other. But we got to know what's going on in order to fix it, because the general election's coming up in, I guess, 6 weeks. And That's where right now you practice cheating. Right now, the Democrats are practice cheating in Canton. And then in the next one, it's really going to be ugly. Same in Jackson. Jackson really hadn't had anybody other than Democrats that were in control of the election. Kim Wade will be in control of this election. And that's because Radio Strongman is the strongman that is needed in Jackson. And he will command that they do it right. There will be people that know what's going on. And that's why you got to vote for the Radio Strongman when he's in June. But today, just to make sure we don't have to deal with Chokeway, you got to vote for John Horn if you're going to vote in the Democratic primary. That's it. That's who you got. In Canton, you got to vote for Tim Taylor. Yes, he's harder for me to beat in my election because Tim's a good guy. Tim's a good person. Camelia Walker is a young person who has done some wrong with the school board. And then, you can't just change the state test scores from a F to a C. I mean, you just can't do that. And lost her license for 10 years. But that's that, You can't have somebody like that doing it. But she's doing it because she is her campaign's being paid for by the Blackman family. That's right. And the Blackmans want to be the in charge of all the money that's coming into Canton. And the money that's coming into Canton is coming off that mega site. And if any of y'all ever drive up to 22, take that Canton exit and take that left and go see all that's being built out there, you'll see the money that Canton is fixing to have. Canton is fixing to have a government that can have bargaining chips to get all kind of things done. We could rebuild. We could do all kind of things. We could rebuild the square, move it to the interstate with that kind of money. But the square's where it is. That's where it needs to stay. And we need to get some businesses in there and attract some businesses. And we need to put some money aside to do some of these things. And we will have the money. We will have it in Canton, Mississippi. But we got to fix the foundation in order for it to be worth having. It's not worth having if it's not fixed. It's not worth having if it's not fixed. That's why Tim Taylor needs to go in. And if it isn't Tim, it needs to be me. But today, we're wanting Tim to make sure that we don't wind up with somebody who will not be able to do the job, other than make sure that the Blackmans get hired as the city attorneys and all of that. And they will just take. That's what they do. They take. And they live in the big, they have these big buildings in Canton. I always got a kick out of that. They built their law firm, this big 2-story building and other buildings all over the lot. And you look at it and I'm going, what do they think? They're king of the plantation on that side of town. They just, 'cause everybody likes that they have been successful. Everybody likes that they have done well for themselves. But there's a point where you just got to quit stepping on the people to get there. All the people they step on and all the things that they don't do. You never hear that they've invested some large money into like a new housing project in Canton or a quality neighborhood being built in Canton. No, we have the tract houses and this, that, and the others from the 60s. Nobody's built any new houses in Canton for years because they don't want to attract people to Canton. They don't. Not in the city limits. Not in the city limits. And, that is the way they are. They go, if we can keep it like this and infiltrate what they call the white side of town, we can slow these people up and we can get rid of every white man in town. That's the way they feel. That is the Truly plan. The current mayor, he wanted a black city. He wants all the businesses to be black-owned businesses. I just want businesses. I don't care if they're black, white, Mexican, Chinese. I don't care. Or Asian. Sometimes I say the wrong words. But that's it. That's it. You've got to build a community. You got to build something that people want to be a part of. And we want all the people to be a part of it, When you go buy tennis shoes, your tennis shoes aren't black tennis shoes or white tennis shoes, are they? Well, that's what I'm saying. It's simple. A T-shirt's just a T-shirt, and it's made. It'll go on a black man. It'll go on a white man. We got to get away from race. We got to get away from race in politics, and go with good and bad. Good and bad, they've always worked out. I mean, churches, they work on helping the people all be good people, and they work on making the citizens better people. And that's why we need to gather. And then we need to spend our money among ourselves. And in order to do that, we need to own some businesses in the area, black and white, and buy the things that we need, not just big box stores, it needs, in Canton, I don't know if the Walmart sells pharmaceuticals, but I do know that we have pharmacies in town that are locally owned. What's the deal with Canton School District? Marshall, reach over that northern part of the Lake Caroline. And yeah, Canton School District is huge. If I became mayor, my first goal would be to shut it down. Shut down the Canton School District. People don't know how large it is. And it encompasses a big area. If you could shut it down, the property values would go up. They would go up in value. Land around there would go up. People would build housing. And you could take the Canton School District money and work a deal with Madison County School District to let their leadership run this district. Canton has plenty of money, but we could buy our way into the system, and you could build 2 more schools that would, like one out there by Lake Caroline and one out by Deerfield. You could build 2 more schools and alleviate some of the pressure that's on the other schools, because every other school in Madison County is full. Canton schools are not full, and they're not full for a reason. There's not any people there. We're a retirement community, basically. Canton is a big retirement community. Okay. Good morning, Sherry. Yes, sir. Good. Yes, sir. Let's put some of these comments up online where people can see them. But, it's true that Canton has to be fixed. And it's true that the Canton School District either needs to be shrunk, because it's sad that these people pay the taxes they have to pay on property out in Lake Caroline, and they only get to put 2 people on the board. The Canton alderman and the mayor get to put 4 people on the board. 2 people are voted on in the county, or rather out toward Lake Caroline. They get 2, and then Canton gets to appoint 4. And the 4 they appoint, some are good, some are bad. And the problem is the people doing the appointing are already bad. You can't build a foundation when on what we've got in that we elect in leadership in Canton, and then they appoint people to run the school, and one of the people running for mayor would be allowed to appoint people on the school board. And she was suspended from teaching there for changing the grades from a F to a C. And didn't get, and nobody said, we need to recoup some money. We need to do this, that, and the other. We need to go back and educate these children a little bit more. Nobody wanted to fix it. Nobody did the right thing. This person should be in jail, in my opinion. And I mean, that's my opinion. But she's not. She's not. She's out running for office. That's what we do in Canton. We work, and we will probably elect her and reward her with this mayorship. Come on, people, get out and vote today. And I've seen pictures from Canton, and everybody's saying the polls are open and there's nobody in line. You got to get out and vote. Same in Jackson. And you need to get on to doing that right now. And you need to do it right now or before it rains, because when it starts to rain, ain't nobody up. Marshall, you are absolutely correct. There needs to be 1 school district in the county. And look, there should be 1 in each state. Look at Jackson. Jackson has 3 school districts: Clinton, Hinds County, and city of Jackson. Then the same, and then Rankin County has several school districts. We have, I think, there's 82 counties in Mississippi, and there are a ton, running ton. I think it's 160 school districts. Save our money, because we ain't got enough people in management to run these school districts that way. We need to dumb it down some, so to speak. Okay, good morning, Debbie. And yes, vote for Tim Taylor today and vote for me in June. Let's take our last break here, and we'll be back right here on the Chip Matthews Show. Remember, coming up at 10 o'clock, the one, the only, the Jameson Haygood and the Good Fight right here on WYAB. And the Good Fight right here on WYAB.
1039 WYAB.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Shelter Agent Jamie Creel for a free personal protection review.
The weather is heating up, and the deals are even hotter at Mazda of Jackson. Right now at Mazda of Jackson, you can drive home your dream Mazda with low financing rates available. 2.9% for 72 months on most models, or finance 36 months and pay just 0.9%. That's right, 0.9%. Experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability. It's time to choose Mazda. Shop online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road in Jackson.
Are you hosting an event? Let Burgers Blues Barbecue handle the food while you enjoy the moment. From an important lunch to a dreamy wedding, B3 Catering is sure to please everyone. Find Burgers Blues Barbecue online and click the catering tab, or just give us a call. And when you're dining out, visit Burgers Blues Barbecue in Flowood, Brandon, or Madison for incredible plates served fresh daily. Burgers Blues Barbecue and B3 Catering, a delicious combination.
Hey, this is Ben Ingram from the Braves Radio Network. We're in commercial right now, so I want to let my sister take over and tell you about Hometown Property Group.
Thanks, Ben. This is Mary Claire Putman with Hometown Property Group. Whether you're buying or selling, we are committed to guiding you through your real estate transaction with integrity, exceptional service, and remarkable results. Madison County has been my home for 40 years. I'd love to help make it yours, too.
That's Hometown Property Group. Give them a call at 601-853-6080.
For over 15 years, A1 Gear and Auto has been your hometown specialist for your auto repair and maintenance needs. From brake repair to placement to radiators, engines, starters, alternators, heat, and AC water pumps, and more, A1 will get your vehicle back up and running and on the road and in a timely manner. A1 is one of the only shops in the metro that specializes in rear differentials, rear ends, and rings and pinions. Call today to set up an appointment, or if you got questions, at 601-939-1060. A1 Gear and Auto, your hometown vehicle specialist.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Cork and Door Company has been providing quality residential garage and commercial overhead door products to Mississippians for over 50 years. Cork and Door is a supplier of garage door parts and services such as LiftMaster, commercial and residential door operators, as well as Clopay, sectional commercial and residential doors, Asta, commercial sheet and rolling steel doors, and Cornell, rolling steel and shutters, with many in stock for the same-day pickup. CorkandDoor.com. That's CorkandDoor.com.
Why don't you mind your own business?
Mind my own business? What's that supposed to mean?
No, I was just thinking about all of the news of tax changes, insurance changes, regulations that are being passed down to business owners. I don't have the time to keep growing and to keep up with changing payroll regulations.
I know. It seems like all I do is handle employee-related problems.
You know, I hear People Lease can help.
How can they help?
People Lease can handle our payroll, taxes, employee benefits, and workers' compensation. They even offer an affordable and customizable 401k program and a 24/7 online human resources support center for all my HR needs.
Think of all the time we'll save letting People Lease handle our payroll and benefits administration. I'll be busy growing my business and letting People Lease take care of the rest.
Sounds like a good business plan with People Lease.
Let People Lease mind your business so you can mind your own business. Call now 601-987-3025. That's 601-987-3025. Or visit freepayrollquotes.com for your free quote.
And we're back on a Tuesday for the final segment. Remember, coming up after me is the Jameson Haygood Show. Let's look one more time, see who all we got. We got Cliff Anton, we got Ronnie Fulcher, we got Sherry Goodman, we got Debbie Bergansky, we got Lloyd Travis, we got Mario Speedwagon and Beth Elliott. Good morning to all of y'all as y'all listen and like in. Make sure you all tune in on the Facebook app when you see us on, and the Mad About Madison County and this, that, and the other. And anything you got on your mind, always let me know. I'll always talk about it because, I don't care. Well, we're going to talk about what's going on wrong in the world, whether they like it or not. So get out and vote today. Make sure you're voting for the right people. Make sure you know what they're doing. Oh, James has been hacked. Oh, well, that happens. Looking on Facebook at some friends of mine and this, that, and the other. Oh, yeah. But anyway, get out and vote today. Get out and vote. It's your right. Too many people died for the right for you to vote. Yes, I am sorry that you don't have good quality people to vote for, that you don't like. You're looking at that Democratic list and going, this is just awful that I've got to make a decision on which piece of doo-doo to deal with. Yeah, that's what I said. I said doo-doo. But the reality is this. You got to vote. You got to vote in every election or you don't have a voice. And when you don't have a voice, you don't have a city anymore. It all falls apart. It won't be nothing for anybody. So do your part. Go vote today. Then vote in June. And this is a unique cycle where more than likely in Canton and Jackson, there will be 4 elections. And the number will go down in each election. So right now it's not raining. At least it's not in Florida. Y'all get out and go vote. Because when it starts raining, you'll start coming up with the excuses on why you're not voting. But you got to go to the polls and vote, or we're going to wind up with crap. That's right. Crap in office. And you know what that's like because Jackson's had it for years. And so has Canton. So get out and vote. Vote the crap out of office. Yes, 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 yes. And I would say that to their faces, by the way. And have to one. But anyway. That's going to do it for me, Chip Matthews. Remember, the one, the only, the Radio Strong Band. Kim Wade is this afternoon, and he'll bring you home and let you know how the polls have been turning out today, and also tell you his plan and what's going on and what we need and all the chaos that's going on. They'll be calling in. They'll be calling in saying, you're scared of this guy. You're scared of that. Radio Strong Man ain't scared of none of them. And coming up at 10 o'clock is the Jameson Haygood Show, and he'll be ready to go. And Clay tomorrow morning, he'll come on after me. I come on at 6. He'll come on at 7, and we'll have some election results for y'all tomorrow morning. Jumping up and down. We'll see y'all later. Bye.